From exclusive console games to incredible indie titles, there really is something for everyone on PlayStation 4 and 5. Between them, you'll find a selection of games that won't cost you a penny to play. From battle royales to full-fledged MMOs, there's plenty of free content in this video that you play on PS4 or PS5. Blue Protocol is an upcoming massively multiplayer online role-playing game, MMORPG, developed by Bandai Namco Entertainment. Set in a fantasy world where players embark on epic adventures, the game features stunning visuals, action-packed combat, and a rich storyline. Players create their own unique characters and explore a vast open world, completing quests, battling powerful monsters, and forming alliances with other players. With its dynamic combat system, vibrant art style, and expansive world to explore, Blue Protocol aims to offer an exciting and immersive MMORPG experience on the PlayStation 5 platform. XDefiant is an upcoming free-to-play first-person shooter game developed by Ubisoft. Set in a near-future world where factions of soldiers, punks, and outcasts battle for supremacy, the game features fast-paced multiplayer action and customizable gameplay. Players choose from a variety of factions, each with its own unique abilities and playstyles, and compete in intense, team-based matches across a variety of maps and game modes. With its emphasis on player customization and accessibility, XDefiant aims to appeal to a wide audience of shooter fans. Fantasy Strike is a fighting game developed by Sirlin Games. Designed to be easy to pick up and play while still offering deep and satisfying gameplay, the game features a diverse roster of characters with unique abilities and fighting styles. With its streamlined controls and emphasis on strategy and mind games, Fantasy Strike aims to provide a welcoming and accessible experience for both casual and competitive players alike. Whether you're a seasoned fighting game veteran or new to the genre, Fantasy Strike offers something for everyone. Most MOBA games place you as an aerial observer of the battlefield, but Smite puts you right behind your chosen character, who will be one of hundreds of gods from pantheons around the world. You stride, pounce or fly into battle against opposing heroes and their minions to destroy their titan and win the match, taking out towers along the way. Smite is easy to pick up thanks to automatic settings for leveling your character's abilities up and buying key items. But there's plenty of depth and tactical enjoyment too once you turn off these settings and look around the enormous 108 character roster for your favorite champions in each role. This MOBA/third-person action game combo is a unique experience among the best free PS4 games, and one that might help fans of its mixed-up genres appreciate the other. When it comes to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, there is stuff we really don't like, and it seems a lot of players feel the same way. However, with its free-to-play complement, Warzone 3.0, those complaints are much reduced as you access one of the most complete and competitive battle royale experiences on the scene. It's lost the simplistic arcadey goodness of the first Warzone edition, but now it plays host to a slightly fairer set of more complex rules. There won't be many sensations close to narrowing down the field of 100 other players with a crew of 4. Loot, shoot, and run is all you have to do, but oh boy is it good stuff. The tension of being pinned down by several rival squads in the final circle of death gas is somehow more palpable than the blinding rage you feel when you lose. The feeling of pulling off a snipe or a clutch is unreal. VIGOR is a free-to-play online multiplayer game developed by Bohemia Interactive. Set in a post-apocalyptic Norway, the game combines elements of survival, exploration, and combat as players compete against each other for scarce resources. Players must scavenge for supplies, build shelter, and avoid hostile players and creatures while trying to survive and thrive in the harsh environment. With its tense atmosphere and strategic gameplay, VIGOR offers a unique take on the survival genre. ENLISTED is a free-to-play squad-based shooter developed by Gaijin Entertainment. Set during World War II, the game allows players to command a squad of soldiers from various nations and participate in historical battles. Players can choose from a variety of infantry, tank, and aircraft units, each with its own strengths and weaknesses, and engage in intense, large-scale battles with other players. With its focus on historical accuracy and immersive gameplay, ENLISTED offers a realistic and engaging World War II experience. Genshin Impact. The action RPG from MiHoYo provides hundreds of hours of content to play as you explore the fantasy world of Teyvat. Build up a party of varied Genshin Impact characters with unique abilities to defeat powerful enemies and solve challenging puzzles. Complete with a compelling single-player campaign, There's something for everyone. If you like Capcom's Monster Hunter series, then this is one of the best free PS4 games for you. Either alone or with up to 3 other companions, you will be tracking and defeating enormous beasts, then taking the loot you've gathered home to upgrade your gear. The world's rendered in a charming cartoonish style too, making it a joy to behold as you look for your next target, which will be one of many unique behemoth creatures. Along with the standard mode, you can also try out Escalation, a series of 5 battles that continue to raise the stakes and the difficulty so you and your companions can truly prove your hunting skills. There are also weekly trails that add different modifiers to add a fresh twist to your encounters in return for unique rewards. Splitgate is the hottest new free-to-play game. Talk about getting in on the ground floor. This arena shooter debuted on consoles last year, with its second season commencing in January. With a variety of weapons and modes to choose from, it'd be a solid online title if the story ended there. Then Splitgate throws portals into the mix. The addition of portals, warping the otherwise simple arena spaces and introducing a whole new layer of strategy, gives Splitgate a completely new feel to other free-to-player shooters. Any player can pass through any portal, but you can only see through the ones you've set up yourself. A leap of faith through an obscured portal could turn the tide of a match, or seal your fate. If you're looking for a straightforward third-person shooter, Rogue Company will certainly fill that gap. From the creators of Smite and Paladins, this is a more realistic free-to-play game from Hi-Rez Studios that focuses on squad-based matches for up to 12 players. Taking control of rogues, each with unique abilities, you'll play objective-based rounds and tactical skirmishes, earning XP and in-game currency so you can get stronger and unlock better equipment. It's fairly straightforward and has decent third-person action that's worth giving a shot. Another prevalent battle royale on the market, this FPS from Respawn continues to grow and evolve with frequent updates adding brand new characters, legends, to play as, each with their own unique abilities and playstyles. With so many legends to choose, Apex Legends is one of the most versatile action shooter gameplay experiences out there right now. This is the perfect battle royale for anyone who loves the looting and fast pace of Fortnite, but might be longing to fill a more distinct role in your squad. Delta Force, Hawk Ops is a first-person shooter game developed by Novalogic. Set in the modern era, the game follows the elite soldiers of Delta Force as they take on dangerous missions around the world to combat terrorism and protect freedom. Players can choose from a variety of weapons and equipment as they engage in intense, realistic battles against enemies. With its focus on realism and tactical gameplay, Delta Force, Hawk Ops offers a thrilling and immersive military shooter experience. Hawked is an upcoming multiplayer shooter game developed by a team of indie developers. Set in a futuristic world where players control advanced combat mechs, the game features fast-paced, action-packed gameplay with a focus on mobility and strategy. Players can customize their mechs with a variety of weapons and upgrades, and engage in intense battles against other players in a variety of game modes. With its dynamic combat system and engaging multiplayer gameplay, Hawk promises an exciting and competitive mech combat experience. Initially launching just on PC, Deceit 2 made its way to the PS5 and Xbox Series X/S in early April 2024, presenting console players with a decent social deduction option. Cut from the same cloth as board game classics like Werewolf, Worldmaker's online multiplayer project drops players in an unsettling asylum and challenges them to complete tasks en route to a successful escape. Naturally, survival is far from guaranteed, and one player is actually a monster in disguise who will do everything within their power to ensure that nobody lasts the night. As far as social deduction concepts are concerned, Deceit 2 plays things fairly straight, offering a classic experience with a couple of fun twists. For one, matches take place across 2 planes, one of which provides the monster with a clear advantage. Both sides can unlock unique abilities too, so progression is part of the equation as well. Deceit 2 has its issues, but social deduction games are in relatively short supply, especially on consoles. Consequently, this title not only helps fill a void, but it does a good job as well. An unsurprising entry for the list, Fortnite is a mega hit that continues to take the world by storm. This stylized battle royale game has a variety of game modes to participate in to test your skills, an ever-evolving map to explore, live event spectacles, a robust creative community, and hundreds of original and licensed IP crossover cosmetics. There are plenty of other games like Fortnite worth playing, but the original is still worth diving into. WARFACE is a free-to-play online multiplayer game developed by Crytek. Set in a near-future world where corporations wage war for control, the game features fast-paced, tactical gameplay across a variety of modes and maps. Players can choose from different classes, each with its own unique abilities and playstyles, and engage in intense battles against other players or AI-controlled enemies. With its focus on teamwork and strategy, WARFACE offers a challenging and immersive multiplayer experience. Initially a premium product, Naraka, Bladepoint transitioned to a free-to-play model in July 2023, which happened to coincide with its PS5 launch. Battle Royale games are not only a dime a dozen but also inescapable in the free scene, but 24 Entertainment's title does an admirable job of distinguishing itself from its competitors. For one, the combat focuses on close-quarter fights rather than ranged battles, with the gameplay sharing more in common with character action games than first- or third-person shooters. Naraka, Bladepoint's two maps are both gorgeous and reasonably large without venturing into excess territory. Matches can be played solo or as part of a trios team, and both versions are enjoyable in their own right. The game also comes with a few different modes in order to keep things diverse and interesting. While players can create their own characters, Naraka also takes inspiration from hero shooters through the implementation of characters, each of which comes with unique abilities. There is even a progression system that allows players to level up their chosen hero. This third-person RPG from Digital Extremes has grown and evolved to the point of it being near unrecognizable to its more basic beginnings. With deep customization, build optimization, regularly released Warframe armors, and an insanely simple but compelling gameplay loop, Warframe is a title worth testing out for the dashing mechanic alone. DC Universe Online is a free-to-play MMORPG developed by Daybreak Game Company. Set in the DC Comics universe, the game allows players to create their own superheroes or supervillains and team up with iconic DC characters like Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. Players can explore various locations from the DC universe, engage in missions and battles, and customize their characters with a variety of powers and abilities. The game features a dynamic combat system that allows players to perform acrobatic feats and unleash devastating attacks. Spellbreak is a free-to-play battle royale game developed by Proletariat Incorporated set in a world where players wield elemental magic. The game features fast-paced combat and spellcasting mechanics. Players can choose from different classes, each with its own unique abilities and playstyles, and combine spells to create powerful combos. The game also features a unique art style and a fantasy setting inspired by classic tabletop RPGs. This soccer game with a vehicular spin captured the world's attention and continues to receive frequent updates with new game modes, maps, and vehicles. With frantic, fast-paced matches and a thriving community, you'll find dozens of hours of entertainment as you burn rubber on the soccer fields of Rocket League. KartRider Drift is a free-to-play kart racing game developed by Nexon. Featuring fast-paced, arcade-style racing, the game offers a variety of tracks, vehicles, and customization options for players to enjoy. Players can race against AI opponents or compete against other players in online multiplayer races. With its colorful graphics, fun gameplay, and competitive multiplayer modes, KartRider Drift aims to provide an exciting and accessible kart racing experience for players of all ages. Konami's Silent Hill has been all but dormant since PT's release on the PS4, and that free game is long gone by this point. As that title is considered a masterpiece, the franchise producing a new freebie naturally garnered attention, although the silent message did not attract widespread praise like its predecessor. In fact, this release might be the most disliked Silent Hill game of all time, or at least the most polarizing. And it is not difficult to understand why. Lasting roughly 2 hours, the story follows Anita, a traumatized girl who is summoned by her friend to an apartment complex. Things go predictably wrong, and she finds herself being chased through a twisted version of reality. Featuring very little in the way of gameplay outside of walking and occasionally opening a door, the short message is very much a curated experience that is to be consumed primarily for its narrative. Unfortunately, the story gets off to quite a rough start due to a heavy-handed approach to a few weighty themes, along with a protagonist who takes a while to develop beyond an archetype. However, the game improves as it goes along, resulting in a surprisingly effective finale that injects nuance into the story. Moving past the writing, the short message looks and sounds great, comparing favorably to most Silent Hill projects. The legendary looter shooter from Bungie became free to play in 2019. With the base game available to everyone, it's never been a better time to become a guardian and begin combating the darkness. With consistent updates and major expansions throughout each year, there's more than enough to keep you coming back time after time. Most recently, the Lightfall update brought additional paid content to the game. Destiny 2, Lightfall Season of the Deep is available now for fans of the game. Sticking with Hoyoverse, Honkai, Star Rail will likely appeal to most fans of Genshin Impact, although the free-to-play PS5 game is hardly a retread of the developer's smash hit. Dipping into sci-fi territory, Honkai casts players as the Trailblazer, an agent who will find himself visiting a range of planets that each come with their own ecosystems, politics, and storylines. Naturally, the protagonists won't be flying solo during these missions, and they will be accompanied by a couple of free characters along with a fairly robust selection of unlockables. Similar to Genshin Impact, Honkai is a gacha game, so players will need to spin the wheel to acquire most of the characters, along with equipment. While this can be a time and money sink, the game dishes out rewards at a decent rate, and it is usually possible to play through the core content without having to invest any hard cash. Hoyoverse is also consistent with updates, so there is usually always something on the horizon to look forward to. At the moment, the campaign has 3 main zones/areas, all of which serve up mini adventures. None of them are open worlds or particularly expansive, but they provide some room for exploration. My Hero Ultra Rumble is a title that came out of nowhere and surprisingly stuck the landing with grace. While the player base isn't as big as some of the others on here, it's still managed to find a home and has garnered some positive attention. You'll take on the role of many different heroes and villains as you battle it out in this fantastic free-to-play title. The trophies are going to be quite the grind and will take a long time to earn. You have a lot of tedious sound tasks to work through, and some of these tasks will depend entirely on your skills in this battle royale. On top of all of that, there is no platinum trophy to earn. However, this is a fun free-to-play title well worth checking out if you're a fan of the My Hero Academia series. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds was, arguably, the first great battle royale release and was responsible for launching the genre into the massive space it is today. There are tons of players out there that love the prospect of battle royale, and many still come back to PUBG to get their fill of its unique and sometimes punishing gameplay. Those who want to see and experience the roots of the genre can download the title for free from the PlayStation Store and load it up on their PS5. It may not be the most graphically intensive game, especially by today's standards, but it still maintains a level of visual charm that makes it instantly recognizable for most Battle Royale fans. Our second fighting game to make the list, Brawlhalla, is a wacky and whimsical little bit of action that everybody should give a chance. Featuring a roster of colorful characters that you can gear up with and then use to beat your opponents into the ground. Not only is that a treat, but there are also a variety of crossover characters that you can use as well, with the likes of Lara Croft from the Tomb Raider series, Chun-Li from the Street Fighter series, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and so many more. This team-based hero shooter from Blizzard is a sequel and replacement for the 2016 original, introducing new co-op modes, restructured team sizes, map redesigns, and new heroes added through the newly implemented Battle Pass system. Decide your playstyle, choose your character with unique abilities from a roster of over 35 heroes, and dive into the action. It's easy to pass off Paladins as a cheap Overwatch clone at first glance, but this team-based shooter has its own special quirks, and as its inclusion on the best free PS4 games list suggests, it costs nothing to play. Paladins stands out from the hero shooter crowd by letting you customize your character via collectible cards, adding an extra level of strategy to the game's tried-and-true objective-based combat. You'll either be capturing points, pushing payloads into your opponent's base, or just defeating as many as you can in straight-up combat, enhanced by a blend of fantasy/sci-fi themes and designs. With a rich fantasy aesthetic and an ever-growing roster of champions, Paladins is a great team shooter for folks who don't want to pony up the cash for Overwatch or dive headfirst into the well-established community of Team Fortress 2, or for those who need a break from either one. Although it had been coming for a while, the finals unexpectedly launched during the 2023 Game Awards, offering PS5 owners another first-person shooter they can play for free. The multiplayer market for these types of games is oversaturated, but Embark's title does enough to set itself apart from the crowd. Matches are presented as showcases on a competitive TV show, and the game has essentially two modes that play somewhat differently. One of the options pits 4 teams against each other as they try to accumulate cash, which involves transporting money to a specific location. This comes in different flavors since the finals offers both ranked and casual versions. While taking inspiration from popular PvP modes of the past, this take is still fairly unique for the genre, even if it has some issues that will hopefully be ironed out over the coming months. Bankit is somewhat similar, although it is a bit more of a free-for-all. Vampire: The Masquerade Bloodhunt is a free-to-play battle royale game developed by Sharkmob. Set in the world of Darkness universe, the game features vampires with supernatural abilities battling against each other in a dark and gritty urban environment. Players can choose from a variety of vampire clans, each with its own unique powers and playstyles, and engage in fast-paced, vertical combat across rooftops and streets. With its unique setting and gameplay mechanics, Bloodhunt offers a fresh take on the battle royale genre. Tower of Fantasy has been overshadowed by Genshin Impact, and it was somewhat labeled as a clone of the latter when it debuted. That said, the games are not all that similar beyond their anime visuals and gacha mechanics, even if fans of one project are likely to get something out of the other. Tower of Fantasy is a sci-fantasy action RPG that focuses quite a bit on exploration, with all of its regions/open world coming with a unique style that sets them apart from each other. The minute-to-minute gameplay is consistently enjoyable, and the graphics pop with vibrant colors and eye-catching environmental detail. If someone wants to remain fully free-to-play, Tower of Fantasy should be fine for a while, provided they focus mainly on the main missions. Progression eventually slows down quite a bit, forcing a lot of grinding on free players. However, they should be able to get a few dozen hours of enjoyment out of this title before then. Disney Speedstorm is an upcoming racing game developed by Gameloft. Featuring a crossover of various Disney and Pixar characters, the game offers fast-paced, arcade-style racing across colorful and exciting tracks. Players can choose their favorite characters and vehicles from the Disney and Pixar universes and compete in races against AI opponents or other players in online multiplayer modes. With its charming art style and beloved characters, Disney Speedstorm aims to provide a fun and entertaining racing experience for players of all ages. So, did you like the games I recommended? So leave your like, subscribe to the channel to follow me, and activate the bell because I post a lot of videos on this channel and you can't miss it. Thank you very much for following me this far, and until next time, bye.